Hello everyone, it's Bubba4041. I apologize for the lack of videos. I'm currently in my second semester of my first year away at college, so things are a little bit hectic, a little heavier workload. So that's why, and my models are not with me, so that's why there's been a lack of video output recently. But I don't have any models with me, but my roommate has started collecting model horses, so today I decided I would just do a review of one of her models, just to get a video out there for you guys. I will have more videos out probably during the summertime. So anyway, this is the Briar Jake North American Spotted Draft model, and she has decided to call hers Dragon. I'm just going to go over the model itself and some of my opinions on the mold, so we'll just get started with it. This is her first model in a draft mold. First time I've ever had my hands on this mold, actually. I don't personally own any models on this mold, and she got him at last fall at a model horse show with me. Overall, I think this is a pretty nice model. It's a pretty decent mold. I mean, whenever Briar does pintos, there's always that possibility that the markings aren't going to be crisp, or there's going to be a lot of smearing and smudging. Overall, her model's markings are quite crisp. He has some dust on him. I didn't dust him off. He's been wearing a blanket. I would say that he is decent quality. I don't know if he'll want to focus. Or just, there you go. I mean, on this, I feel like this side might actually be better than his show side. Of course, I can't say that the markings are necessarily unrealistic for the mold, because this is a real North American Spotted Draft horse. There you go. There is some smudging up there near the neck. And right there. Along there a little bit. But overall, I mean, this is a pretty nice model. He has nice striped hooves of the correct hoof color for white legs, and he actually is a gelding instead of a stallion or mare. So those are quite nice details. His eye is actually pretty awesome. It is tricolor. I will get it to focus. It does have the blue and the black and the red. Just doesn't want to focus on that part of the face. You can see it a little bit better there. And he does have the pinking, and then his other eye is brown but still tricolor, with the red, actually almost like 4 colors, because it has the brown and the black and the white and the red. So very nice eye detailing for a regular run release type model. He does not come with a halter. This is a halter that my roommate got for him, or that I gave her to use for him. He has nice purple bows, which I think stand out pretty nicely. Well, they don't stand out enough to be obnoxious, but they blend in with his coat color pretty nicely. My biggest issue with this particular model, and not the mold, is this dorsal stripe that they gave him. And I've looked at pictures of the real horse. The real horse does not have a dorsal stripe. I actually don't believe that the dun gene is at all present in the North American Spotted Draft horse, and even if it was supposed to be some sort of dun, I mean, there really are no chestnut duns out there. It'd be a red dun, and he's a little bit too dark to be a red dun, and a red dun with frame of arrow markings is just not, you know, for breed assignments. I think that having that dorsal stripe there makes it a little bit more unrealistic for this mold, which is, for this guy, which is unfortunate, because I think it would show well as North American Spotted Draft horse, but if I was judging, I would take notice of that dorsal stripe and kind of know that it's probably not supposed to be there. What I think happened was it was just supposed to be like some, you know, like they were trying to make it into maybe some shadowing and some shading in that way, and just maybe in processing and such, you know, it didn't really blend in as well, and now it just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, like a dorsal stripe, and when it's really not supposed to be there. I think that might be what happened, which is unfortunate, but that's really my only issue with this model as a whole. As always, when you're judging models, it depends on what else is on the table to whether I would place this model or not. Now, my thing with the mold, personally, I think this is one of the top draft molds that Briar has created. I'm looking more into molds and since I'm in my first year of vet tech school, I'm learning more about animal anatomy, and I'm kind of able to pick and choose like the molds that I think are best as a judge, because I do want to judge eventually. And this mold is pretty well, but I think that some models on this mold, especially the ones that are shown as Percherons, I don't know that I would actually place this mold very well as a Percheron. I mean, that being said, he obviously wouldn't be shown as one. But when I look at modern day Percherons, I think they're a lot lighter boned than this model. I mean, this model is extremely thick, and extremely wide. And I think that, you know, muscle ratio and that kind of thing, I don't know that I would place this mold as a Percheron. I think I'd rather see it as a North American Spotted Draft Horse. I think works pretty well. Belgian maybe a little bit more. Those kinds of breeds, and maybe even a Jutland. Not maybe enough feathering. And the other thing too is this mold doesn't really have any feathering, so I've seen people show that Brabant model that came out on this mold with the correct coloring as a Brabant, but I don't know that I would place it because the Ardennius is kind of the same thing as a Brabant, and I think it has more feathering. So those are just my own opinions on the mold, but overall this is a pretty nice model for a regular run. They really did do a decent job. My only issue is just that dorsal stripe, but if you're a fan of big draft horses, you're a fan of having a horse of a different color, I would definitely say that this boy is a really good model for you to get. And this is a very nice mold as well. It has done really well in the draft horse world. Now with Shenandoah released, I don't know if it'll do as well, but definitely between this mold and Shenandoah and the Cleveland Bay, I think are the top three that it does pretty well. So overall, really nice model, and if you can get your hands on one, it'd be recommended. So thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. I hope to have more videos out during the summer. Drop a comment, let me know what you want to see, if you want to see anything. And as always, like, follow, comment, subscribe, and have a lovely day. Bye, guys.